class. So today, before we start on the new concept that we're going to learn, I want you to imagine something for me really quick.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to imagine that it's Halloween time and you just barely went trick-or-treating. What's your favorite part about trick-or-treating?
Candy! Reese's!
Yeah, candy, of course, right? Who thinks they've gotten the biggest pile of candy before? Yeah, Rachel?
Yeah?
How much candy do you get?
I don't know. I was counting and my sisters got mixed up with mine, but we had like 400.
Wow, that's a lot of candy.
One time, my brother filled up like half a pillowcase of candy.
That's awesome. That's a ton of candy. Okay, I want you to pretend that you just brought home a huge bag of candy, even more than you've ever gotten before. And it's just so heavy you can barely even bring it in the front door, okay? You have that much candy. But your mom sees all of that candy that you have, and she gets a little concerned because she thinks that maybe you won't be able to eat so much candy. So she has an idea. She thinks that with every 465 pieces of candy that you give over to her, she'll give you $15. Do you want to do that?
Yes.
$20.
Okay.
Can I have $20?
Yes, you can have $20 too. So for every 465 pieces of candy, your mom will give you $20. So we need to figure out how can we count up to so much candy. So I want you to think about it. I want Rachel and Missy, I want you to talk about it, and I want you to think, how would you count 465 pieces of candy? And to help you, I'm going to give you some things to count. We're going to pretend this is your big bag of candy, these popcorn kernels. Each one represents candy. And I want you to just try to figure it out with each other how you would count up to 465 in the most fastest or effective way possible.
I would count in tens, because that would be way faster. Are we supposed to talk out loud?
Okay, you just talk to each other and then we'll discuss it as a class afterwards. You two figure it
4,
out.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because then you could just go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and it'd be way faster. What would you do?
Yeah, and then maybe when we get the 10, we can scoot them all over, so it's just like 100. And then we count hundreds.
Like 10
Oh wait,
tens?
just kidding. That's
What?
60. Yeah.
That's a good idea, so we don't lose track of the tens.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I can't count if you count out loud.
Okay, sorry, I'll count in my head.
Okay, I'll give you 30 more seconds to talk about it and to figure it out, and then we're going to talk about it as a class.
I guess you could do it in
I lost
fives
count.
too, but that would take so long.
I think
But
I'm gonna
maybe-
do fives because I keep forgetting.
Maybe we should do fives because it ends in a 5, and so that would be confusing if we did it in tens. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'll count the 400 in tens, and then you can do the 65 in fives.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. We're going to talk about it as a class.
Oh, man, I'm not done yet.
I heard it's okay if you haven't finished yet. We're going to talk about some ideas that you had about how you can count up to 465. I heard some really, really great ideas from everyone. Does anybody want to share how they thought you can count to 465? Rachel, did you have an idea?
Missy had a good idea that we should count 10 and put them in piles. And I was thinking that I kept getting confused, and so I wanted to just do them in fives.
Okay, good. Why did you guys think of counting it in fives or in tens?
Because it would be faster, you can just count it in groups. Because if you just count one at a time, like 1, 2, 3, we would lose count, and it would be really hard, and it would take forever.
Yeah, good. So why did you think, so we have a group of 5 and a group of 10s. Why do you think a group of 10s would be faster than a group of 5s?
Because there's a lot, Because then at the end, she's just going to have to do 10 of these, and I'm going to have to do a lot more to get to 100.
Yeah, good, because a group of 10 is 2 groups of 5s, so it would be twice as fast, right?
Yeah.
We
Oh,
thought,
yeah, because this is like this, right?
Yeah, good job.
We thought hers was good though because it ends in a 5, and so you can't have a group of 10 and be half a group of 10.
Yeah, good. So maybe you could count higher numbers, and then you can do groups of 5s. So if you can do groups of 5s and group of 10s, what other groups can you count in?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah, we talked
Good.
about that.
So-
65s.
Good. How many groups of 10s are in 100?
10.
10. Good. So let's see if we can make 10 groups of 10 to make 100, and see if we can count to 400.
Like we're counting out 400.
Yeah. So I want you to make 4 10 groups of 10.
Okay.
Does
So
that make
400s?
sense?
Yeah. Or are you just pushing your groups of 5 together?
10.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Cause you have
Oh,
groups
yeah,
of
I
five.
did. Yeah.
Okay, there's a group of 10.
Good. Let's see if we can get to at least 200. If we can't count to 465 right now.
How many do you have?
Nine.
Okay, class, go ahead and stop collecting any groups of 10s, and let's count how many groups of 10s we have so far.
I have 10.
I have 14.
Okay, good. So we have 10 and 14 groups of 10. So how many total groups of 10s is that?
Well, 2 and 4.
24.
24. Okay, so if there's 10 groups of 10 that make 100, how many hundreds are there?
2.
2. So there's 2 hundreds and 4 10s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So how many do we have?
240.
Good job. How I want you now to think about how many you just counted. You just counted up to 240 together as a group. I want you to go ahead and, well, how about, let's talk about it. How do you think this method will help you count faster than counting by ones?
Yeah, I kept losing track of just counting to 10. Because they're so little. So I think it is good to have them like, oh, I don't have to worry. No, that's 10. I know that's 10. I know that's 10.
Yeah, good. So it helps you keep track of all of them. Good. Any other thoughts?
Is that like why we write numbers like that, maybe? Because it's like in groups, so you don't have to just write a bunch of ones.
Yeah, good thought, Missy. So if we write 240, it's like 2 100s, 4 10s, and 0 1s. Good. That's a really good thought. Yeah, does that make sense, Rachel?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we're going to give you a few more numbers to practice with this, but we're going to skip ahead a little bit, and let's say that you practiced a lot. And I want you to now think, if your mom accepted 240, we have 240 right here, right? If your mom accepted your 240 and she gave you $10 for that instead, but then she decided she wanted to give put 10 pieces of candy in a bag so she could give some bags to her friends, how would you know how many bags she would need? What would you need to do? Does that question make sense?
There are 10 candies in every bag.
There's 10 candies in every bag of your 240.
And there's 24 bags, right? Is that how you said how many 10s there are?
Yeah, good. How do you know there's 24 bags? I guess you just said it.
Because there's 10 in each bag.
Yeah, good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, there's 24 10s. 10, yeah.
Good. Okay, we're gonna pause right there.